For some reason, that didn't sound loud at all. Check 1, 2. Great time for check 1, 2. I think there was an update, and now things are off a little bit. Check 1, 2. Check. Check 1, 2, check. A little bit of a delay, but hey, we can work through that. If you're new to the stream, hey, I say welcome. We just kind of chill out, listen to some chill music, have a little fun, look at the charts, see what's going on in the market, see if we can find some good deals. It's good places to get in or good places to get out of the market. It's just about chilling and charting, man. And we start out usually with something a little silly. And aren't you lucky you get to see it? Just the wrong one. Excuse me, just a moment. We have a musical problem.
Ooh la la. Good afternoon, everyone. Captain Lane speaking, and wishing you a safe travels to your crypto destination. For those of you traveling with mice, please securely position your cursor over the light button below and right-click with your favorite finger. For those with touchscreen devices, we ask that you gently press the
Greetings to the crypto community. We are pseudo-anonymous. We are here to smash that like button. We believe this content needs to reach more people like you. We are watching. We are listening. Most importantly, we are liking and subscribing. We are pseudo-anonymous. Expect us.
Hey, Kimmy, baby, I had a book over here in this drawer. You seen it?
You mean a little black book? Oh, honey, I cleaned out those drawers in that whole room and made a big donation to Goodwill. But don't worry, we can get you another one.
Oh, hell no. You're never going to believe what happened to me today at the Goodwill. I found a book of seed phrases, honey. I can get those hair transplants now. Oh.
Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. Go best friend. That's my best friend. That's my best friend.
All right, let's kick off this party. Somehow that music is not what I had thought it was. You're watching Late Night Charts Crypto Lounge. Sunday night. Here on the Road Dog Crypto channel, my name is Lane, your Crypto Road Dog. And we're taking a look at the market today. We got Grizz in the house. We got Chef in the house tonight. Hey, welcome guys. Glad to have you here. Kind of a mixed day on the market. It's mostly red, a little bit of green there, but the green didn't really take some of these up too much. Obvious about at normal prices again, so maybe that's a good thing. Got down just about 50 bucks there. And make our way back up to 100, 107. That would be awesome. This area about 90 would be cool too. So got some hope for Abe. Maybe things turn around for it. What's the market doing? Nice weekly candle. I'm on the regular candles here, and you can see that big giant green candle right there. Some groups have different terminologies. It almost slipped. And even when we go to my candles, hey, that's still pretty impressive. So zooming out, we've been in the middle of this Ichimoku cloud for a while, right? Which likes to spit us out on the other side, which, you know, it's made a good effort to do that so far. One thing that is really cool is that recently these things were looking bearish. And for somehow, I mean, time just seems to fly for me, so this just seems like it was maybe a couple of days ago, but in reality, I guess it was a couple of weeks ago. But even looking at these crossing, that was just a bad omen, and look how quickly that has flipped. Now that's truly amazing. That's out of the norm. That's not how this usually works. If there's a sign of strength out there, this is a good one. So the MACD's flipping around on the weekly. So when we zoom out even more, because, you know, it's what, June 25th, right? At the end of June. We're halfway through the year, man. That just flew by. Indicators are looking good. They were looking a little skittish, but these recent bumps up that we had kind of put us right back on track. So, not saying it's smooth sailing just yet, but it's turning around really nicely. And now our monthly, our MACD, the histogram, starting to come up and getting ready to flip. We're at that flip territory, right? And these are getting ready to cross, although they're looking a little suspect the way they're kind of angling away a little bit. But keeping an eye on that. The weeklies we saw do that too, so it is maybe nothing, or it may be an indicator of maybe a period of sidewaysness, craziness coming around. I don't know. Keep an eye on that. It looks okay. Other indicators on VMC market cipher and looking nice. Money flow starting to come up. That is the biggest thing. VWAP hanging up there. Stochastics are about 76, kind of high, but it still has room to grow. So may stifle a little bit of a move, but we can get one up there. Next target zone really is right around 35,000. So from chart to chart that I draw, I'm looking anywhere from around 34.5 to just right under 36 as being a good next target zone. So I think it's positive overall. Donkey die? Hey, you guys are not seeing what I'm seeing. Dang, this software. My apologies. Did this just happen? Or did oh, wow. Okay. Excuse me for the technical difficulties. What are you doing, man? Come on. Get yourself right, man. I have no idea how this even happened. So how do we I would let you watch something, but I have no control of the monitor at the moment. Give me just a second. OBS is haunted. I'm convinced of it. Every new update they sneak by, man. I think I just tried to install a plug-in, but now when I come back to the screen, everything changed and looks weird, and now things are acting funny. We shall carry on. Was it like that for a while? All right, well, getting back to Bitcoin, the only problem is that on the daily, indicators are a little bit tired and ready to come down. And on Market Cipher, we can see that high stochastics at the top, curving to the downside, momentum wave coming to the downside. Everything's coming down. So it's pretty much pullback time for Bitcoin, according to the indicators there. MACD also wants to come down, RSIs. Everything is tired, man. It's just been a tired run. So these targets of 31,299, that was if it's blue, it's a measured move. So that was hit. 31,682, that may not get hit. Not just yet. So I'm gonna, well, let me wrap up here with the daily. First place of interest to come down to would be about 29,000, and that's where we would retest this 9 moving average on the daily. Makes perfect sense. All the other moving averages look great. This is just like your healthy retest to come down there. And at worst, we got the 21 down here, just crossed the 50, which is, you know, that's very bullish. It's going to attack this 100 next. You know, we would have these areas of consideration as possibilities around, well, a little under 28. But if we got a real strong move going on here, which we probably do. Catching at the 9, you can't get much better than that. Strong uptrend just bounces off that 9. And so we'll get a taste of how strong this move is when those two meet. And so coming on the 4-hour, money flow looks nice there. But I guess eventually we'll kind of round out here and get thrown into this cloud. Interesting formation here, kind of a head and shoulders type formation on the waves down here on Market Cipher. Have your 3 peaks or something. And money is just leaving right now. VWAP's down to the downside. Everything's down to the downside, even stochastics, which is interesting. And currently we are bouncing. Hey, you, get out of here. Currently we're bouncing off the 236 area. We came down to, when we came down earlier today around 30,000. Scared a few people, I guess. Maybe it was meant to scare a few people. A lot of things going on in the world today. So definitely a good sign if this bounce does continue here. That's great. I do have to keep a watch on these moving averages here getting ready to flip if that happens. That could signal more downside. But we could also regain that ground, so just kind of have to watch that on the 4 hours. The good thing we got going in our favor is the money flow way in the green. That really helps things to float to the top. That money flow just greases all those wheels and cogs and everything just right. Chef says everything looks to pull back, and that's why we'll go up. Amen. Just a healthy little pullback as far as we can see. The bigger time frames are starting to look nice. Starting to look nice. And the 100 crossing the 200 here on the 4 hour. It's also a good sign of strength. So I'm ready for a pullback. I'm actually gearing around 28.8. That seems to be the magical little number that Bitcoin kind of likes to flirt with. And so I got some plans for that area. Should we visit it? And we may. Top 100 up for the day. Not much, man. Let's go to this little watch list. All the ones that have been doing really good over the year. NAKA, been knocking it out. Still have not checked in on this one, man. Has it just been continually going up, or is it coming down to a good place? When was this? This was... It's just been on a tear, and even since I first started eyeballing it. Could have been something. Could have been a little something. Where are you, NAKA? Gotta keep an eye on this little guy, man. Because it's just going parabolic. Staying that way for a good while, too, on the daily. NAKA's got legs. And I like it. Now I know OPS has done something. OPS? What have you done? Anyway. This one was hard to get into. And it was definitely a late buy. But once I saw the signs of it going off, I mean, I got a little bit down in these areas, but most of it I got, I think, about 29. Not a bad area, but I expected a breakout, and wow, it gave a strong one. Hopefully they'll keep going. Hopefully we'll get up here to at least 51. There is, yeah, this other measure move, a hopium measure move there. Taking that whole width there. Is that what that was? Oh, maybe that was a different thing. I was going to move it. I think I'll leave it there, but this should be the move I was looking for. Yeah, down to that level. And now we can put it right at the breakout point. Mark that little guy. What is that, at about 60 cents? I am cool with 60 cents on NAKA. This music's about to put me into a trance. NAKA, man. Seems to be a strong one. It is a gaming coin. So just gotta see how that plays out, but right now it's got some signs of strength. And right now a lot of things are just kind of down. Taking a little break, huh? Let's take a look at total 3. Let's just look at the market overall. Little pullback for today. Indicators are a little bit tired. Overall, it's good though. I mean, look, 9 moving average, daily moving average crossed over the 21. Came down here to the bottom, found support, inverted head and shoulders, and see it better on the 4 hour probably. On the 4 hour, we're getting a little rejection under the 200. Just going to take us a minute to break up above that. Reached our target there. Maybe coming back. This pattern does have a 64% chance for it to come back to retest this neckline area. Maybe we do that. There's some bearish divergence right there on the 4 hour. Very well could do that, kind of a triple top scenario. So we may see a little pullback over the next few days on our altcoins. Taking a look at Bitcoin dominance here. Now the indicators are showing a little bit of tiredness there. Flirting with a crosshair of our 9 over the 21, so getting ready to go a little bit more bearish there. We're already under both of them, so I mean we're definitely getting a pullback on Bitcoin dominance. So now if Bitcoin dominance, I can't do this with my mouse. That doesn't actually show up on my actual screen. But if Bitcoin dominance, I would point with it with the mouse. Bitcoin dominance goes down, and Bitcoin price goes up, we get a little alt season. Bitcoin dominance goes down, and Bitcoin goes down with it. Altcoins, we can kind of stay a little stable. But if Bitcoin will just like hang out and trade sideways and this little puppy goes down, then we can see some good moves out of our altcoins too. So just keeping an eye on Bitcoin dominance. In my view, it is in a rising broadening pattern, has a 52% chance to break to the downside from here. Let me zoom out because I see something else on the bigger scope, which is this another broadening pattern, but it's a 90 degree one, right? So that one has a 50% chance to break to the upside. So, we gotta see. Because it's likely to find rejection here, but then again, as part of this pattern, you got to break out from somewhere, and since you're at the top, you might decide to give it a go. Moving averages look awesome down here. It's just the 9 and the 21 that we got to worry about. Just normal pullback stuff. Bitcoin dominance, I don't know, man. It looks like it's still got a little bit more steam, definitely up to 52, but if it breaks to the upside of this, breaks bullishly to the upside, we hit around 60. I'm a little concerned what that may do to our altcoins. I'm a little concerned to wonder what kind of world circumstances will be at play to drive Bitcoin dominance that high. So I think the next 12 months unfolding before us is going to be very, very interesting. Because hold your eyes for a second. Something bright white. Oh, really? The wrong one. Bat F is a little bit concerned about crypto, man. And they're talking about this travel rule. Basically, what this all boils down to is to the KYC and AML stuff, right? And I'm cool with the centralized exchanges doing all that, enforcing that to some degree. I don't like how you block people, this country or that country, and all that nonsense. But as far as just proving who you are, something like that, I got over that a while back. But, it's them wanting to take this a step further and try to put this over into DeFi and to all these other areas in crypto. That's where this is eventually going. And to personal wallets, I'm not for that. For me to get a Crypto.com card and sign up for Crypto.com, I had to give them information. I'm cool with that. But Crypto.com don't need to, or anybody needs to know my Bitcoin wallet, and no name or no address or no identifying information needs to be tied to that wallet. Or whatever wallet it talks to. So that's the direction that I expect a lot of things probably start hearing a little bit more on this narrative creeping in as they influence the lawmakers in what direction to go, because they're the fat F, the fat fingers. Was I on the wrong one? We flipped over to the F to DIC one. Fat F. Oh, and this article was about, I guess a report came out where a little bit more of the truth came out to the public than was intended, and just kind of found out that during that bailout, they really bailed out the most wealthy depositors in the banking crisis there. I think with Silvergate and all that good stuff. SBB, Sequoia, Silicon Valley Bank. Yeah, they went above and beyond the FDIC insurance, above and beyond. But there's never any special treatment. And definitely corporate personhood is not more valued than human personhood in this country at all. Make slavery great again, massa. They just don't come out and say it. Oh, goodness gracious.
You gotta watch him. He gets on them tangents. It's them damn gummies.
Taking a look at DOT, man. DOT is above the 200 moving average. DOT's actually looking pretty cool right now. Pullbacks will happen, and that's cool, but it looks like it's finally getting a leg to the upside, and DOT needs that. A lot of people would call that inverted head and shoulders. Anyway, we still broke to the upside. Falling channel, falling wedge type pattern. However you want to view that. But we'll have a fight up here right around 550. It's going to be hard for DOT to bust through that area. Or it usually is hard for it to break through that area. Just can't seem to get over 550 lately. But maybe that'll change. But being above the 200 moving average on the 4 hour, that means something. Because all the rest of the while, it was just trailing below it. So. Nice little move out of DOT. They do get dirty. Man, I was going over all my spot margin trades earlier today on KuCoin, because I took and it's a little bit to manage, but I've got a little system where I do this very low debt ratio and everything, and it helps me build bigger bags And it's been pretty cool to manage so far, but I discovered that one got past me, and during that big drop, one of them got past me, and it was Alchemy Pay, and that position got liquidated. Did not know what to say. That surprised me. I was like, I knew something was different. So Alchemy Pay just got blasted, and my safeguards didn't help me out, and that whole position got squashed. That sucked. That's on isolated margin there. So even as cool as my strategy is working overall, one of them still slipped through. So Alchemy Pay, it did have a nice big drop. Where was it? 3 cents and went all the way down to, just a little over 1.5 cents. That's a big, massive drop from that rising wedge there. Went, a lot of times they'll come back near where they start. This one, of course, went below. And I mean, it's got some upside now from the bottom, but I mean, is this we're on the 4 hour, that could just as easily be a bear flag. So now we got a new target area in case it does a double bottom scenario. I don't know if I would trust this as being a double bottom, but it is kind of following a trend line that doesn't really match up that great. I guess you could say it could be a possible bear trap, maybe. Back into the pattern. That usually results in an explosive move to the upside. It's getting rejected at the 200, so makes me kind of second guess that a little bit. But I'll keep watching this one. Chef says liquidation hurts. Got to shake it off and go back for more. Yeah, I came back in and I got. My strategy, the strategy I use with the spot margin, it works great at bottom areas, and if that's where we are, just throw a little bit back in there, and we'll just try to work that up again. It wasn't a huge position, and that's probably how it got past me. But I mean, it ain't the first time. But I gotta say, as time goes on, my risk management is getting a lot better. That seems to be the slowest thing to develop in all this. Because I mean, you got TA, which is great, helpful. Man, it's just like the magic first step, learning how this stuff works. Just getting over the fear of it looking like, scribble scrabble. That's the first step, and that's actually the fun part. But it's totally different from TA is totally different from trading. You got all these other variables to come into play when you trade. On the money side, on the psychology side, on the experience side. QNT, kind of in one of those symmetrical triangle shapes that I adore so much, because they make me feel so confident that they always stick to their plan and never betray that. So interesting read on this QNT on the 4 hour. I mean, we got that possible double bottom there. Zoom out a little bit. If we can just break out, that's really the thing we got to see, is the breakout of this larger pattern. And the MACD looks like, it would lend a hand. It would go for it. Stochastic's kind of iffy, standing by the fence. Money flow's kind of liking the idea, so it's leaning closer, just kind of listening in a little bit better. And VWAP already looks like it already crossed the sideline. So and the RSI looks like it's up to something, so we might have a good chance to come up there. We'd like to see it hold that area about 112, 111 through there, hold that outside there, get a candle outside that line. Would make me feel a lot better. It's kind of an ascending triangle kind of shape there that I'm not a fan of. With this big support resistance. I mean, I'm a fan of it holding that area. Do not get me wrong. So I'm a fan of that. I just don't like this overall shape because that one could go a little bit bearish. But the daily looks like it wants to at least attempt to come back up to the 200 moving average at 120. So QNT, man, I would like to really see QNT hit that number again, so we can blow that up a little bit. Chef says Serum ate my lunch today, and Quant's been weak since the hack. Yeah, it has. Probably the reason for the hack. See what Serum's doing. Serum did drop again. It did drop, didn't it? Oh, it went on that. It went on that nice tear though. Just had a little pullback, but it, you know. Oh yeah. Chef says, I think it pumped again. I enjoyed trading it so far. Yeah. I'm very grateful, very fortunate to have gotten in on that one. And it wasn't, you know, I didn't, other than something I'd seen a few weeks ago about it being one of interest and just kind of looking at it. I think it was the moving averages I saw that just kind of clued me into it. And I thought, well, if this is going to be a 100xer, I can't think of a better time to jump in. And then why I didn't think it would explode like that. But I ain't complaining. But that was luck. Luck with just a little bit of, I like how that line is crossing right there. I did not strategically measure point A to point B, devise a histogram looking at the circumference compared to the sine of the dorsal fin of the shark pattern. I cheated and went with the moving averages. I'm very interested in this whole AI thing. I mean, it's not the thing asking, hey, Chat GPT, what do you think would be the top 10 coins to do? It was like another layer on top of it, instructing Chat GPT to look at all the in-depth things, the tokenomics, the on-chain analysis, and all that stuff, news articles, and you know, their upgrades, their mainnets, and all the everything. And the depth that they went into and what it spit out made me think, well, you know, I think they're probably worth looking at least. And if the charts agree with all the cool things that you seem to think, then, or the AI seems to think, then maybe we got something. And Serum was one of those. So I don't have a huge bag of this, but you know, I got a nice little taste of it, and if it does what it's going to do, then it will turn into a really nice taste. So, but when it goes like this, man, it's been a hard one to catch. Would love to get it back around 8 cents, but if it came back then down to 8 cents, you know, we might be looking at a different animal, a different formation, a different future for it. Chef says nothing else. Quant has good tokenomics. Don't it, though? Chef says he got it rolling. Man, I need to try to get past this time delay. I would go for that ultra low latency, but we had a storm coming by tonight, so by the time we realize AI is a threat, it will be too late. AI may be a gift or a Trojan horse. Who knows? I like SERUM. I like that one. There are quite a few on there. One that did well recently, another one that was on that top 10 list is Anchor. Which personally I thought was disappointing, but maybe it's still doing this inverted head and shoulders. That was my projection, which it just came way back down here. Maybe, and we projected if, might as well zoom out for this one. It's nothing that's going to happen next week, I can tell you that. Maybe the only move it's got over the whole run, who knows? No, it's actually supposed to be 100xer from these points, so $1 or $2 is what they thought. But you know, I got some targets anywhere from 6 on to 12 cents there. First measure moves actually coming in at 10 cents for this inverted head and shoulders. I've had that one in the last run. It did have a nice run right there, right when everything else was running too. But what did it get up to? 21 cents. So from here to there would be a 10x for the patient that would want to hodl it for that long. Parsec was on that list. I think we looked at that last night. I don't think anything changed from it. Dodo, of all things, is another one on that list, which I believe is an exchange. Is it a decentralized exchange? Shows you how much I know about some of these. Don't mean I didn't pick up a starter bag, though. I say embrace your inner degen. Just keep him on a leash. You just set your little, you give your little degen its own little box, its little account section. It's called my spot account over at my KuCoin. And I'd limit how much I can put in there, but what, you know, that's my degen section. And it is degened out. It is so degened out, I've got to reel it in. I did not purposely throw $5, $10, $20, and $50 into a bunch of micro caps and small caps and things like that strategically. Somehow it just ended up that way anyway. But that wasn't the initial game plan. Although I've heard that game plan does well, the shotgun approach. But, jeez. I think a lot of that could have been used. Oh well. At least it's happening in that small section of my portfolio, and not overall, because it used to happen overall when I first started. So I say embrace your energy, degen. Hug that degen tight, and just don't let it step outside of that little box. Chef says his degen is a Tasmanian devil. Dave, this is highly irregular. We all DJ. That's true. And if we don't, we should. If we don't, we're missing out. Missing out on the experience. Shotgun method. Yeah. Uh-oh, YouTube. The YouTube release. What? It's a colloquialism, an idiom, if you will. I did not invent the English language. I merely was born into it, forced into it from some standards. Forgive me if I used the wrong word, or a word that is not viewed upon as beautiful as it once was. Sadly, no one ever hears, "Oh, what a beautiful shotgun." Just, I'm going to stop right there. Turn my attention back to the charts. I'm going to take a look at Kava, which I don't have. But it does get a lot of attention lately, and it is at a good area too, though. It's like a little accumulation zone there. Can Wyckoff have a spring that early? That's kind of weird. So apparently I've looked at this recently. The good thing about Kava is that it's above the 200 on the daily, man, and the moving averages are looking awesome. Take a picture of what you want your moving averages to look like, because this is pretty close. They still got some more work for them to go, but everything's starting to line up a little bit better now. That looks like a nice start for possibly a bigger move. Maybe up here in this area, 160 or more, who knows. But I got a good chance to break out of this this zone, this range that we've been in for a long time. Wow, that zone has a bottom there, 65 cents. Now, you know, I can appreciate the appeal of this now. Now that I see the opportunities that you have to double your bags through this at least 4 times there. So you could afford just your position size, possibly somewhere through there. And then take advantage of the yeah. Now, if I'd and that's been going on, well, if I thought that about that back in January, maybe. Just a nice little ranger. Wide net approach. How's my stacks doing? My stacks is over on X-Verse Wallet, so it was a long-term play for me on that one. So not particularly trading it, but stacks just holding its ground. I think it's back at acceptable levels now, but it dropping down to 40. What was that? 44 cents, right up to 50 cents. Oh, was that? That was a sale. And I went shopping. I remember I would be saying, I need to buy and get out of this before it goes down further. I remember when that used to be the first thing coming to my mind, and now it's scary. I start smiling sometimes on these price drops. Now, granted, if we were midway in the cycle and something like that, this strategy, it would be horrible. Because some of those drops can get kind of very shaky. But being down still in bottom territory, and I mean, there's still a chance that alts could still get hit as Bitcoin dominance tears up I mean, we may see some really scary lows out of some of these alts in certain situations develop. So I'm trying to watch for that too. So that's why I have planned far enough ahead on that. I do have enough Bitcoin set aside that I can offset some of my long-term holds or bags I'm building on spot margin if we were to get a freaking surprise nasty drop out of all those alts. And that's on a cross margin account. So the key I've found on that one is just being really heavy in Bitcoin and ETH to give it stability, and then just kind of dilly dabbling in some of your favorite alts that you can get that, that qualify for that trading. So stacks may be flagging out here on the daily. Let's come down to, did I skip something here? Red dot here, tired indicators and everything. So we got an interesting situation where we got the 9 coming up to the 100, above the 9, below the 100. Probably just flagging out. So I guess this one will have to pretty closely follow Bitcoin. I like that the 100 is crossing over the 200. That's a great sign. May come down to 70 cents. Could come down as low as 66. Retest this area here for. I'm pretty confident that will probably hold, but that's the main support resistance area right there. If we can press the right buttons to draw that. Did you draw that? So all these touches back here, resistance. And that's at 67.5 cents. May see that, may not. Ichimoku Cloud says we probably will, though. Or that could just be one cool bull flag that takes us up a little bit to, where could that get us? $1.16? That'd be cool. I'd like to see it get back there. Chris says pump hard, dump hard. I'm just glad to see these altcoins pump, because there was that little window where it was looking like altcoins were going to get the short end of the stick overall. So just seeing a lot of them get a chance to bounce back, that's kind of cool. Just trying to be a little bit more wise in what projects that I go into. My degen stuff is just kind of all over the board, but I'm trying to accumulate some other little bags I kind of missed out on last time prices were down this low, and added to a few that I had already. Not too many though. I did eat up the cred though. And I don't know where that one went. And I got in on waves before it blasted off too, and that one, kind of like the other story too, just I like the way that line's crossing. It's pretty cheap. Hadn't been here in a minute, been close. I'm jumping in. Maybe having a bull trap or a bear trap here on Decred, that's what we're watching on that one. I like the indicators on the daily. It looks like it has a good chance. It has a good chance to keep continuing to the upside. My view is that anytime that you can find this one around $12, $13, if you don't buy it, then you can probably look to the future when it's up around $250 or $500 and say, probably should have bought more. Or even if I just bought that one. Because this one is a limited supply. It was a hybrid proof of work and proof of stake. But yeah, it got all the way up to 250. It wasn't too long ago. I remember when it got up to 70. I took a little profit, not a whole lot though. I mean, I didn't sell very much. I didn't have as much. But thankfully to the wonders of Gary Gensler and the beautiful plan that he has for this country and crypto at the SEC, I now have been able to buy Decred at another low price. Thank you, Gary Gensler. Thank you for your service. Gary, he's our man. If he can't do it, off with his head. There I go again, thinking out loud. Dude, this music is just so messing with me right now. That sounds like dollhouse music. That's creepy. Try that on for a minute. I need to get a disco ball for them. So AVAX, oh man, still down at these low juicy prices. And, you know, for long-term holds, investors out there, it looks like a good time to get in. Weekly is showing some signs that it's getting ready to do something. May come to the upside. MACD's kind of lagging a little bit. It gets the news a little bit late. It's not always the first person to the party. It's usually the last person to get the invitation, but eventually it catches on, and you know, it does end up bringing the bottle of booze that at just the right time usually. And who doesn't love that guy, right? Well, probably the sponsor at the AA meeting that you skipped out. No, I'm just kidding. There is no intentions behind any of those statements. I have to live with this weird stuff coming into my head all the time. Stochastics traded to the upside. Green dot on market cipher for AVAX. Looks like that AVAX want to do something here on the daily. 4 hour may not be doing nothing at all. That might be a good sign that, hey, if I'm going to take a chance, we're still waiting on this measure to move from this first bull flag here. We're just kind of stepping our way up there, hopefully up to about 1471. Poor Omatic, man. Gary just, I don't know who he did wrong more, Matic or Algorand, the people he worked with over at MIT. Are we friends? Oh, well, good. I'll screw you next. So, I mean, I'm trying to look at Algorand. We got a little bit of Algorand, but I do have some Opulus, some project that I'm really starting to get into over on, and it's on Algorand. I don't know why they picked Algorand. I'm sure it has some kind of benefit, but it's a really cool music NFT type play, lending kind of. You get a share of the royalties on their catalogs or whatever they're putting up as collateral. So it just sounds really cool. Nobody's twisting their arm to do anything. You know, it's just a way for them to get liquidity when they need it. And a way for, you know, us to use NFTs in a new cool way without all this other middleman crap. And let's face it, you don't get those opportunities unless you're a Music City insider. Unless you use something like Opulus. So I figured I would give that one a whirl. And it may be one of those 100Xers too. It didn't show up on the AI thing. So Matic, the good thing it's got going for it is that it is finding support here. What sucks for it is that it's making a descending triangle, which, you know, usually has a chance to break, kind of do that downside just a little bit, you know. 53% chance for it to break up to the upside, so that only leaves us with like 47% chance to come to the downside. So actually it's got a better chance to break to the upside. It's just still a slim chance. If it does come to the downside, I am looking about 61 cents right here in this area. As next area of support for Matic. Well, let's hope this area holds about 65 cents. If it doesn't, down we go. And it may not be the end, because zooming out, we got that guy, and that guy is not a nice guy. That guy was trying to be measured before, it looked like. That guy wants to point to a very low level. That nasty bear flag wants to take Matic down to 27 cents, which is a great place to buy it if it ever gets there. So I can see the beauty in that idea. But with beauty also comes a lot of pain. And I don't think the current bank holders are going to be that thrilled with that idea. However, it's not the first time it's entertained that idea, because it did it back over here about 1 year ago. Creepy. It's like it can't come up with a new idea on its own. It just has to keep copying itself. So I don't know, we got about another month or so, maybe, see this play out that way. I'm sure Gary will give it a boost. Chef says load up at 27. I wish I could have been one of the lucky ones that caught it at 1 or 2. No, when I was really starting to take technical analysis serious and learn all this stuff, I think Mag was just coming out, and I don't know, I missed it on my radars, wasn't impressed with it or something. So for some reason I did not jump in on that one, but I did watch it go from nothing to, oh my god, how did I miss? You know, how do I learn from this lesson? So, yeah, I would do that. I would totally do Matic at 27 cents. 300% return. I would do that. It just gonna make a double bottom. You gotta spread the cheeks out a little bit just to make it kind of round out a little bit. Not so round, a little pointy there. I wouldn't comment on that. Chef says that's like quant at 40. Exactly. And $40 quant's been really rare. Take another look at quant there. Yeah, that That was a sweet little window right there. Just haven't made it back there yet, huh? Oh, Lord. Well, if it does, I hope it doesn't. I've already got a bag of coin. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it depreciate that much, man. I don't want to have to sell it and have to wait. I don't want to play those games, man. I just want number go up, man. That's it. That's all I'm asking for on coin. Tough titty for everybody that didn't buy over here. And let's go up. They can learn the hard way last time. I mean, when it first took off, man, I mean, gosh. I don't even think, surely Finance has got to have the history on it. Seems like it and Axie Infinity both just kind of skyrocketed. And I think both of them right around the same time. Both doing crazy numbers. Only this one never came back to those low numbers like Axie did. I think we mixed $40. Quite. I caught a few. It was a few, but the bulk of my bag has been. Well, I've added to it recently, but it was still right around the $100 mark, I guess, from somewhere through there. I would say my average costs were probably at break even, or maybe close enough. Got the old Dogecoin bottoming out here. Could that be its last chance hit 5.5 cents? Or is it going to come back and retest that? Right now it's got a good shot to keep going up, looks like. Moving averages seem pretty favorable. Not really a breakout there. Not really enough touches there to satisfy me for that to be a solid trend line. And that one works. Could be a retest of that. Oh, is that a head and shoulders rejection here at the 200 moving average on the 4-day? Tell me it is not so, Dogecoin. Doge, you are about to drop. Well, newsflash, you heard it here first. Wait, what? Could Doge be coming back to 6 cents? Oh, it's already at 6.5 cents. I think it's quite possible that it could drop half a penny. It has been known to do that from time to time. It's on the 4-hour chart. If I had to guess, which is often never plays out the way that I draw it, I can almost counter bet on that. And as soon as I say it, it will follow it exactly, I bet. Price to come down and just kind of go down the line like that. Maybe could see something like that to meet this measure move. Of course, it doesn't have to meet the whole way there. We can actually see about 62 cents if we want to get technical about how that measure move works. Good area, I think, to add some. $6 Doge. I mean, when's the last time that went against you if you held it and forgot about it until the bull run? It usually pays off. I'm sure there will be one of these times that it will not, but it doesn't mean it's this one. Because there could be some big things going for Doge, man. We're still in this big range. I mean, we're still playing around within 10 cents. So just getting back to 10 cents, that's a 70% return. I know it's a meme coin, but it's a mineable proof of work meme coin. One of the OG originals. It's put his time in. This guy has respect. It's the Joker in our court. Bitcoin being the king, ETH being the queen. You know she's female. ETH identifies as female. Let's just go ahead and call that. ETH is queen. All right, that's just it. She multitask, starting things, never finish. No, I mean the list goes on. I'm just saying. Actually, I'm the one that starts things and don't finish them a lot of times. So maybe that's me projecting onto the female nature. She had a lot of kids. Bitcoin didn't make any kids. ETH has got a ton of kids. It's a package deal. ETH is female. Queen ETH, King Bitcoin. You could say Doge is the mascot. Maybe Pepe could be the fool. Pepe hadn't put the time in though. I'm not sure what Litecoin would be. There may even still be a feather coin out there. I have not seen it though. But I used to be a proud owner of feather coin. Bill Murray had a coin. Now he's got NFTs, I think. Let's bring the chat over here. This is a little bit easier to do it. Hey, Chris is in the house. I got behind on chat. Sorry about that. There's a reason Gary named certain cryptos in the lawsuit suspect him and buddies want to load up. That's one scenario. Very, very plausible. Although I'm not sure if he can legally do. I don't know, but there's definitely something going on there. Yeah. Yep, Bud, what you want to buy? He has the same triple top appearance. Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? Trying to talk Chris into posting his charts over in the charts set chart room area over on our Telegram group. Litecoin is a solid plane, having it coming soon. Amen to that. I have nothing against Litecoin. A lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth just because Charlie Lee just sold the top, but I don't see that as a reason to hold it against him. He had it, and he could do what he wanted to with it, and he chose to sell it. I just wonder, did he ever buy back? Does he still hold it now? I mean, that would help me feel better as to, hey, yeah, I still support this project and everything. But I mean, if he wanted to sell and take profit and, you know, benefit from the fruits of his labor, I don't have a problem with that. Right, LTC, then Bitcoin, the Doge family dog. Vitalik is a goober smooch. Don't all the presidential candidates have coins? They could. I don't think they do, but they could. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Ha 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 ha. Gotcha. It takes me a minute sometimes. Yes, all the well, not the candidates. Oh, I thought you meant dead presidents there. Dead presidents do have coins. Going to buy FTT, Cell, and Salt. You know, Salt's still active. Another YouTuber, Dub Digital, gets loans over there on Bitcoin and stuff. So, I mean, but you don't see it exchanged anywhere. Nothing legal about what they're doing. Any of us would do it. So yeah, I was able to actually. I'm I'm pretty happy with my little bag of Litecoin, and I'm really cool with the spot margin thing, because I gotta tell you, using that this time around and using it responsibly, because I did have to learn the wrong things to do first time, which was very painful. But using it more responsible this time, I mean, it really has helped me to grow some bags bigger than I would have been able to do otherwise. But just using it responsibly, and trust me, after you make a big loss, you'll respect the power of the margin, because she can be a lovely mistress, but she's got a devious side to her. She does. She don't just spank you, no, she likes to make you bleed. She's a straight out sadist if you give her half the chance. But out in public, she's very right and lovely. So I just hang out with her in the public. Chris says, I'm watching ETH closely right now for a touch on the MA around 1840. Let's take a look at ETH. I have not looked at ETH yet anyway. We just hanging out. Trying to have a little list of things to go under. I have my last night's list. I did not have my normal preparations there. Looking down for a touch on the MA around 1840. If you're on the daily, I'm assuming that would be the 100 there. And that looks promising to me. Price bouncing off the 200, and the 9 just shot right up over those. That'll give that weight, pull those up a little bit. Prices above the 100s, above the 200. Hey, got that in its favor. Other 3 are going to come join it soon. It looks like it had a little bit of a breakout. Where did my volume go, man? Why is there no volume here? I'm on a chart that doesn't have volume. Let me get over here. Oh, look. Oh, how convenient. It's already charted out. Never mind. And I got volume. Well, that just saved me a ton of time. All I gotta do is draw one line. There's a breakout, but there's no volume to that breakout. So, you know, good chance we'll come back down here, retest this area, 1837, 1845, not far from where we're at right now. A little bump, a little hiccup in the road, quite normal in the daily business of things. Nothing to say here, folks. But I suspect that the 100 will hold that. Come down to the lower time frames, now that looks a little concerning. Got this triple top thing going on, but the thing that I like is this big buy signal that just flashed a couple, probably yesterday, where 50 moving crossed over the 200 on the 4 hour. That's on your moving average strategies. That's your buy signal, hands down. And price may come down, seriously, still come down, but you still got a buy signal. So to me, I play that as a little range if I'm trying to build a position in it, and just start stacking some orders if I'm trying to take advantage of that, because this is coming down, or should come down. I'd just be frankly disappointed if it didn't. I'd write a letter to the manager. I could go in there like a Karen. You are supposed to go down. Chris says, I got my butt whipped a few times and I keep coming back for more. Yeah, you just gotta keep trying, but smaller amounts help a lot, I think. Getting into the flow of it. Hey, Chef Scott says, Chris, supposed to give up too soon. It's hard-headed fools eventually will win big. Small to retrace and back up. A firmly worded letter, yeah. watching. They're in demand to see that manager. So 4 hour, yeah, very possible retest. Well, it's going to retest the 50 first, and then maybe the 200. Maybe could. Don't see why it wouldn't, since it's right there. You know, why not knock it out too? But once it does that, we should be good, because you got to break out of a pattern, and the retest is normal for that. And it's a pattern within a bigger pattern, so it's just a falling channel here. Measure move for that should take us right up here to 2,089. Just there's usually, I think it's about a 64% chance on falling channels and falling wedges to retest the trend line or the breakout price point, basically that area, and then start heading up. Now I got to take profit there. I can't remember what I was doing here. I'm guessing maybe that's a fib level. I need to start making notes on these charts. Or maybe for a trade setup I did a while back. I think that's what it is. I think it's for a trade setup that I did in the group from back here somewhere. But that's still a valid take profit area of 2019, which that may have been it. And if that was, dude, it just went right to it. Crazy. Went above this target just a little bit. I mean, that's common with trading. You don't get it all spot on, but then sometimes you do, and it's just kind of freaky. Nothing magical in what I did. I'm just either doing the fibs or doing a measure move. Fibs are freaky. They can start fires with their eyeballs. I think ETH BTC chart will hopefully break out soon. Is it looking any better? I was still kind of build a bag of ETH on that. And that's how I built the ETH that I have, is through the little strategy I've got here. Come on, man. Could go to Coinbase. That one's been there. Did they trade those shares though for a while? There we go. TradingView, all-time history. Hard to beat that one. Probably best view this on the weekly. That's against the dollar, man. All right, let's see what you got, Coinbase. All right, I've used this before. I've got chicken scratch all through there. Let's just clear that off. So I've been looking at this cup and handle for, several years now. So it may take it, a couple more years to play out, but I just got this feeling, according to O'Neill, the one who, discovered or first documented the cup and handles, the best ones are the ones that take forever to form. So I expect this to do something huge, bigger than the move that should take it up to 14,000 or 14 whatever sats, 0.14 Bitcoin. So I'm still looking at this as being a legitimate cup and it's debatable. You could see there's a scallop. Well, I'm not going to get into the cup and handle debate. This threw everything off a little bit, so kind of screws up our trend lines, and you can see where it matches up wherever you want to put it, just about. So those angles are important, but we don't have a good down place yet. So that's why I have to come up to this bottom and match up those, and so we're coming down just a little bit. Definitely can see a little bit more. There's a good chance we may come down to this 200 moving average, though. I mean, it looks like we've already lost the 150s crossing over it. It's probably a slow burn down through here, which I'm cool with because I have orders stacked all the way up through here, just helping me to build a bag of ETH. I mean, technically, we could come down to 44 in this area. And it could be that would have to be a situation where Bitcoin just is the most popular thing in the world, and then all the institutions and corporations and everybody feels, well, I don't have enough of it, I must get some now. Henry darling, buy me some Bitcoin. Yes, love. Dottie, did you buy the Bitcoin that I asked you to? Dottie, did you buy the Bitcoin? I didn't ask for Bitcoin Cash. I asked for Bitcoin. No Ethereum. I asked for Bitcoin. Father, may I have some Bitcoin? I don't know, man. All right, dude. I know you messed up my whole thing this year. What's up? So apparently an upgrade or something messed up my OBS, so I've got some things that are off a little bit. And sad thing is, I spent all day getting all that stuff set up the way I wanted it. Gosh darn updates. So grab the chat, see what you guys are talking about here. Man, that dog looks so lonely. Dude, I'm so sorry you're out there by yourself on that dance floor. I will get you that disco ball. Let's move this over here out of the way there. And I lost my magic chat thing. Oh, it didn't. Never mind. Oh. It's in a downward channel. And we're talking about ETH, right? Okay. And we'll look at that again too. And BCH. More upside of BCH. Oh, I think there will. I think we at least get up to 500 or something, and it may surprise us all. Go to 900 and then to 1500. That's what it did last time. Only so much Bitcoin for ETFs exactly. Going to spill over to other established projects. ETH will follow Bitcoin. Yes, it will. That dog needs shift to try more homies. What happened there? That was weird. The music doesn't fit with it, but somehow I can get past that. All right, so in a falling channel for ETH, but overall in kind of a rising pattern, which is typically bearish. But we also got the cup and handle possibility thing going on there too. Lots of ways that we can look at that. We just want to see good trend lines hold, and that's the big thing. SERUM moving averages hold, but right now, man, moving averages look like they really want to come down. So are we going to break this trend line, or maybe I need to look at how I got my trend line drawn. So being on the weekly, am I cutting through a candle body? I am. So that kind of takes a lot of the juice away from this trend line in my view. And actually it lines up when I match it. Well, let me get that wick. Sometimes I will go from the wick to the first candle body. And I gotta say, with it lining up so well with this 200 moving average, that I take that as confluence. So that also gives me a little bit more information on this shape, where it's more of a upward megaphone. So that's one of those has a 52% chance to break to the downside. And I don't know what I would think if I seen ETH get back to these prices, because it's been so long since I've seen it be at like 0.025, 0.027 was a place I remember a lot. Seems like it hung around that area for a long time. And I'm probably thinking about an 18. I think that's about right when I'm thinking about that. Man, making me really have to think back to these times. But I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen those areas. But it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to do that. So 52% chance that this larger pattern could break to the downside, but it can also just take another leg to the upside too. All right, come down here for a touch, work this at the bottom, and keep moving up. We're in the same pattern until we're not. So we got that 200 moving average that's coming in that could be just what we need to bounce us up to the top. I mean, if everything else is headed up, well, for everything else to head up, we need ETH to be doing pretty good anyway. But ETH is in demand too. Not as high as Bitcoin, but obviously a close second. But I mean, it's got a lot of fans. It's got a lot of use. And I'm curious to see how the BRC20 standard and all that stuff and all the new stuff coming out of Bitcoin is going to work out. They got a lot of work to catch up with some speed though, because doing transactions over there with the ordinals and all that stuff on the Alex DEX, I mean, I got to wait 30 minutes for confirmation. I don't even know if my confirmation what I was doing went through. I think I was doing a swap or something at a certain price, and I didn't like the spread, so I adjusted it, and I don't know if it went through or not. Grab the chat back again. At the club. Music's good. Try to find some cool music. And I've got several different directories for them, but I hear them over and over again, so. Wicks are for traded, not TA. We had for that's 5.6k ETH. Looking at that massive downward channel for ETH, Bitcoin since November 22. Oh yeah. Well, it will. ETH will outperform Bitcoin at some point, and so that's what I'm banking on. And it's near the bottom of the channel. That's why I was hoping for a turnaround. I'm trying to catch a big run on an alt. Missed the Peppy Rush recently. Still learning, trying to soak up info and strategies. You're doing great, Chris. You're doing fine, man. You're doing really good. Your TA's definitely. Your TA's going around great. A lot of it's just going to be some of the experience in the market, because some of this stuff, I think you just got to live. And it might be something to be said about, they say it taking 2 cycles to get to that beautiful destination. Because I mean, a lot of it is learning experience. I'm still learning a lot of stuff. Learning not to do some of the stuff and learning, oh, that's why that they do that. That makes sense now. Okay, duh. You get a lot of those moments too sometimes. Chris, you're going to be fine, man. And you came in and you started learning all this at the perfect time in the bear market when prices are at their low. Not only that, all those altcoins just came back down to those prices too again. So we just got to see if they're going to go any further, or some of them. But there's so many altcoins out there now, man, just diluting the whole market. So I'm just kind of weary of them, because there's just one popping up every day. And most of the first altcoins that ever came out, I mean, some of them were experiments on Bitcoin, and okay, well, let's try it in this language, let's try it in script instead of that, and let's make this thing. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, let's just fork it, let's just copy it. It don't really do anything. But I can get some of your Bitcoin from it. And so they were just ways to grab Bitcoin from the market. Then of course Ethereum came on, and then things started changing. I remember thinking, oh, why do I want a coin that's built on Ethereum when all the other ones have their own chains? I didn't get it. So I thought I don't see how they're worth more. Bah. There's a learning curve. ETH BTC, I mean, Bitcoin dominance is it's really strong, so that's going to drive this down just from the rip. But I take that as a good way to build bags on ETH. This is not going to be one that's going to just rip off real quick. I mean, eventually, whenever it does decide to do that, yeah, but that moment's like probably a year or two away. Dude, I've been playing this one for a long time, and it's a turtle mover. It's slower than a turtle. It's like rock speed. The rock in my garden beats this. Will win in a race against how fast the Ethereum and Bitcoin move. Chris is going to make them life-changing gains. I can see it in him. I like seeing people change their life for the better. I like seeing people get away from that 9 to 5 and those dead-end jobs that seem to go nowhere that are so hard to get nowadays. Let's see how Ethereum is doing against the dollar here. Of course, I can't find the one I want, so we'll just use, was this Coinbase? Now this looks good. Everything on this looks like ETH is getting ready to gear up for a move. Yet ETH to Bitcoin, yeah, it's going to come down. There's going to be that sweet spot when ETH to Bitcoin gets that low, that cheap price, when Bitcoin dominance tops out and starts turning around. That's really your sniper point to jump in and just buy a big bag of ETH with your Bitcoin. That's not my strategy because I will probably be asleep at night when that happens and not even thinking about it. So that's why I have a layer in strategy that just does it for me slowly. Not going to get that big sniper bag, but I can compromise and just by sitting back and letting it just play out. But things look good right here, man. Man, did that not look like this was just a kamikaze run on this 200 moving average? It's on the weekly, man. It's like, oh gosh, ETH is going to die. There's no way ETH's going to make it out of this one. ETH is going to die. ETH is going to die. And then it did this UFO move and just ran a right angle. It broke the laws of physics right there. That's more than a right angle. Well, not technically. What? And so it got its kickstart here with these 9 and 21 moving averages, man. That strong move there, just right under the 200. Gave it the steam it needed. Gave it enough steam, enough push to the upside that it was able just to turn that 50 on a dime when it hit that 200. ETH is going to be just fine. So $2,300 ETH. Where else? What's going to keep us from getting there? This little mess over here, that's nothing. It's getting ready to rock. I guess I could put on, I think I took that off, that BRBP. What's that visible range thing? Fixed ranged. So, yeah, it's all down here. We're above it. It's got to go. It needs some more data. It's just no volume up here. So it's calling value area high at 2120 there, where we got rejected. But yeah, it looks like it's getting ready to plow through that. I think ETH's got some plans of its own. I think ETH is getting ready to do something big. MACD says, yeah. MexC says stochastics are going to the upside. Dot, everything's headed up. Money flow coming in. That money flow flips green. It is on. And it's in the middle of the cloud with little green side over here. All my signs say ETH is getting ready to go, man. ETH is getting ready to do something. And every time I do that, changes the music. Man, did I just rocket blast past the girls and the dog? Man. That might be considered abuse in some countries. And so, wow, that's just on the weekly right here, man. The weekly is saying, I want to bump up. Hey, now it's starting to feel like a club. I'm gonna try to have a disco ball next time. So short term, everything I see looks like we're hitting the $2,000 on ETH, so awesome. Solana, I think, has been having a little bit of a hard time. Let me take a look here. Poor old Solana, man. It has the curse of Sam, and I don't know how it's going to get past that. That don't look nice, but the pattern, I mean, it's got a trend line here, so I'm connecting that to a pattern. It really does have enough touches for me to qualify that as a pattern. I'd be looking at that, and this would be possibly a bearish retest. Things aren't looking as cool for Solana on the daily. Weekly's not bad. Weekly could be sideways. The daily looks like it might. Yeah, we may see $14 again. It may retest this area, try to double bottom again, but it matches up really good right there. See? That support resistance flip, so you can't blame it for just wanting to try to, let's just change that. You can't blame it for wanting to just take another step on the ground to make sure it's solid before it goes up. So there's hope for Solana, but so maybe a buying opportunity if we see a bounce there to get in about $15. Don't know if we took a look at Phantom. Always doing that 3x stuff, man. And Phantom on the daily. Getting a little exhausted in there, and it's having trouble getting past the 50 moving average. So I think in the short term, we may see it kind of bounce in here between 28 and 31. But I mean, we're breaking to the upside of we're eventually coming up. I mean, 34, 36 cents, even up here to 37, 38. I mean, it's on the way. Just probably a minor correction. I mean, I would not mind us if we went back to 28 cents. I would consider adding some more back into my bags at that price. Right now, I'm thinking anywhere around 28 and under is probably a good price for this one. So if we do get lucky enough to come back down just to retest that area, I would definitely, anywhere around 20 cents on Phantom, I think is a good buy. 20 to 30 seems to be a fair range to get a good return from this overall. Just my opinion. Chef says he hates Solana. I'm not a big fan of Solana anymore after seeing how it was so manipulated. Ran up to $250, $280 or whatever it was. And it's just clunky, man. It's all hype, in my opinion. I mean, it works sometimes, but you know, he's that kid in band that thought he played awesome. And it was really terrible. Don't love it, bro. Just make some money on it. Don't hate it. Don't date it. Just trade it, baby. Amen. It's amazing you still see so much tribalism on these coins, but you know, that goes back. And I think the whole thing about it is just to create community is good, but tribalism, a very clever way to get you to hold that coin so it increases in value so that they can take profits on your head. Diamond hand. Just ask Doge Millionaire. I picture two dudes in the basement on a trail mill trying to keep it going. This just sounds fun. I could see that. I thought so was done after the SEC fiasco, but it recovered well. It really has. But it's got a lot cut out for it. Chef says I'd rather trade something else. Me too. I was on it. I did some NFTs, I think Art Punks. And then they came out with their own token called Art or whatever. But there was some kind of hack. I don't know. I missed it. Just recently read about it. I was wondering why those went to zero. And I don't know. Solana's been big on the NFT play, but yeah, I got a JPEG attached to a number on a blockchain, and you know, sometimes they are oddly favored to be the chosen ones that everybody wants, and other times they just, you know, kind of get forgotten about. So to me, NFTs are risky, but I am playing. I do have some bid apes. I have watching Charting Crypto talk about them, and it just, well, I mean, it seems like a good risk. I mean, it's not directly tied to Yuga Labs or the Bored Ape Yacht Club, but the members somehow. I mean, they're made by the members. So people getting into Bored Apes were in the same situation, man. It's like, you know, hey, this is at a fairly cheap price. Maybe it'll do something. And that's how I look at bid apes. So it could. I mean, I would love to see those things at $250,000 a piece. Wouldn't that be awesome? Have them trading at 5 Bitcoin or maybe some crazy Bitcoin value. Vandal's been having a hard time getting above that, but it's been doing good overall, man. I mean, we came from a depth of 23 cents all the way up to 32 cents. That looks like a good strong move to me. It's just kind of suffering right now. Having trouble with this trend line as well. Looks like it might want to come back to at least this 29 cent area. Hey, that may come down to 27, but I think we're still overall on a decent trend. It is just finding rejection there, and I do see it coming down. If it does come down to the bottom of this trend line, there always is the risk that we could come back to 23 cents or lower. So just keep an open mind about that. And maybe find a way to make that work for you. But there's still some hope of meeting a measured move up here at 34.36, even though that breaks to the upside of this pattern. And if I were to see this thing break out to the upside of this pattern, I'd be crying for a bigger move than that. So those measured moves just seem kind of nonsensical to me at the moment. I think that was from the falling wedge. If we were to break bullish out of this, there's a chance for it to go parabolic and hopefully see 60 cents again. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys for showing up and just hanging out with me on a night like tonight. And I don't know why I can never find this.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
But I'm going to leave you guys with the Bitcoin anthem as we say goodnight tonight. But thanks for hanging out with me, and I am trying to stream a little bit more often. I can't swear that I can do this every day or every night, but looks like 11 o'clock seems to work pretty well, so I think I'll hang on to that time slot. But just trade carefully, watch the market, watch Bitcoin dominance. I think we're about to see something really, really cool come with Bitcoin, but let me get rid of this music and you can check this out. It's loud. Turn it down. Jesus. Sorry. Thank you guys, man. You guys make it fun. You guys have a good one.